Hi, everybody. Dr. Misty here. This is a great question that I wanted to address for you guys because I've gotten this question from a multitude of patients, and I wanted to share the answer with you. So I know a lot of you are trying to overcome your health challenges on your own, and wherever you may be at in your journey, you might have come across detoxification. You've heard me talk about it in previous videos and how important it is, but you may be wondering, what if I'm still nursing, and what if I'm how young is my kid? Is it okay if I'm extended nursing? Is it okay if I'm have a newborn? Is it okay if I'm pregnant? So let me go ahead and answer those questions for you. So typically, here's the long and short. Can you do a detox while pregnant? No. So you can't do a detox while pregnant because it can be more dangerous for your infant especially. And it's not the safest for you as well. Your body has a lot more blood volume in it. You may actually have more circulating in it, more toxins circulating, but also more excreting naturally. So there's things that you can do to support yourself during pregnancy with this process without doing a quote unquote detox, okay? Can you detox while nursing and breastfeeding or extended? Initially, no. Gradually, the answer is depends, okay? So understanding what our body does and why we detox is important, and let me address that really quickly with you. So if you were considering doing a detox, you might be trying to get your energy levels up. That's a big one. Lose weight, get your better sleep, increase your mood. These are all benefits of detoxification symptom-wise, okay? There's multiple benefits of doing an actual cleanse and detoxification. There's different types of detoxifications. There are some where it's more of a chelation, depending on if there's a heavy metal toxicity and if there's a mold toxicity or of some sort. If it's a regular kind of cleanse and detoxification, it's a little bit different, okay? So it depends on what type we're talking about. And it also depends on if you're using supplementation or not. So our bodies naturally detoxify. So we don't really need to take anything for our bodies to start getting toxins out of our system. Usually the problem comes when your detoxification systems that are naturally already there aren't being supported, and they're not getting the correct nutrients to go through the detoxification process, okay? So that's really important to know, because you can still detox during these times and support that detoxification process without using supplementation that's dangerous for your a fetus or a newborn, okay? Because things do leach out in breast milk, and so especially when a child is newly a newborn, their body weight and everything, it's a lot more dangerous. There's a lot more growth there. So to kind of go back to what detoxification does is our bodies are naturally good at excreting toxins. These toxins may be from heavy metals, but really they may be from an overproduction of endotoxins from specific bacteria. If you have thrush as a mother, you are naturally producing lots of toxins just from the yeast and endotoxins. If you have small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, you're naturally releasing a lot of endotoxins. If you are somebody who eats non-organic food and you have a lot of pesticides, things like that, those are all toxins that our body tries to filter out. Even certain high levels of estrogen can be problematic, and your body has to go through those pathways. So the long story short is, during these times, it's not the best idea to use supplementation. There are detoxifications that use like high levels of vitamin A, and like a chelation. That's not the time that you want to do a chelation. So if you had a mercury toxicity, or a lead toxicity or anything, like, absolutely not. Those types of things actually get more stored in your fat cells. So chances are you're not going to leach as much of that to your child. But here's the one thing I want you to consider. If you are somebody who's planning to have more children, and you're maybe at the end of extended nursing, you maybe do night nursing, and you're kind of weaning off, your child is bigger, they're in multiple toddlers. If you're doing a gentle detox, then I think you can actually support your child too, because chances are if you're somebody who is regularly taking in a lot of toxins, you're somebody who drinks from plastic cups and plastic microwavable stuff, you're somebody who drinks from the water fountain, uses a lot of chemicals on your skin, your house has mold in it, whatever it may be, your child may need some supplementation and support as well, if that makes sense. So your child may get some of the nutrient support that you're taking to help detoxify their bodies, because it's important for your child to get those nutrients as well, but their bodies are a lot smaller. So it's good for nutrients, to help a young child's body detox, but you don't want to do that if they're an infant. Okay. So after breastfeeding, 100%, you definitely, like, you want to do detoxes in general about once to twice a year. Just to clean out your system. Our environments, we can't necessarily live in a bubble. Our environments, our air, it just there's going to be toxins. It's how our body responds to that, how our immune system is, what we're taking in on a daily basis, how many antioxidants are we taking in, are you having a lot of fruits and vegetables, are you having things high in citrus and berries and things like that to protect yourselves. Okay, those are great things you can actually think about doing while you're pregnant and while you're breastfeeding. So not necessarily detoxing, but cellular protection. So things like antioxidants, okay, a decaf green tea, a berry smoothie with almond milk, and a pea protein, things like that. Those are great. Foods that are high in cruciferous vegetables, so broccoli, cauliflower, things of those nature, will naturally help with the detoxification process. And those are great foods to eat anyway, right? They're very full of fiber, multitudes of nutrients. So eating vegetables and fruits that naturally protect your body cellularly is great, as well as eating things that boost your detoxification. Also, citrus fruits are great. So if you have more citrus fruits, lemon water in the morning, there's nothing wrong with that, okay? That will naturally help with boosting detoxification pathways, naturally boosting glutathione levels, things I've just mentioned, things high in B vitamins, really spinach, green leafy vegetables, things like that are going to really help with boosting your detoxification pathways as is. Supplementation wise, though, you want to try and stay away from that. Things that you can do to prepare your body if you are trying to have an infant I would so recommend doing a detoxification before you get pregnant, because if you are pregnant, you can actually pass those heavy metals and toxins to your child. There's studies that show infants that have that infants that come out of the womb actually can have high levels of toxins already and heavy metals already in their body, just from the mother and just from the blood supply of the mother and the mother's natural detoxification process. So that's important to know. So really, before you get pregnant is absolutely the time that you want to hit heavy on the detoxification. That's going to help so much with your progesterone and your hormones, because a lot of toxins can actually block hormone signaling on your cells. Hi, how are you? I believe it's Alicia. Thanks so much for joining today. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm doing great, thank you. So, you know, toxins have the ability to actually block signaling on your cells. Okay, so they can block hormone signaling. A lot of women can be, especially nowadays, can be estrogen dominant. What your body really needs during pregnancy is progesterone. Okay, so things that will steal away from that is estrogen dominance as well as adrenal stress. Okay, and that's another thing I talk about a lot on this page is adrenal stress. That is going to heavily take away from your progesterone levels. You need a lot of progesterone to continue a healthy pregnancy, right? So you want to make sure we have optimal hormone levels. The things that you want to do prior to pregnancy is really work on optimizing those hormone levels, getting those toxins out of the body, so you're not getting anything that even like plastics, things like that, things even in soaps. There's certain like phthalates, parabens, anything plastic. You really want to consider not doing that, working using more like glass bottles, stainless steel, because the plastic can act as toxins, and they over time can act as hormone disruptors. Okay, so if you are planning on kind of switch this into getting pregnant talk, but if you are somebody, a mother who's planning on getting pregnant, the best thing that you could do for your hormones and your child, maybe not the best, but a really big thing that you can do is make sure that your body is supported with the right nutrients, as well as a good heavy detoxification prior. That way, during the pregnancy, you know your body is really going into it clean, and if you stay clean during the pregnancy, less hormone disruption, less cellular disruption. That's such a great thing and a great gift that you can give a new baby. Now, if you are somebody who has young children, we'll go on the flip side of this. Can you detox and can children detox? Yes. Okay. Again, depends on their age, their weight, and you need proper dosages because certain vitamins are dangerous to infants. Obviously, infants, no, but as the babies get older, yes. So toddler age, at lower levels, yes, it is important, because just like us, toddlers, especially if they are having generic food, if they're having non-breast milk, and this isn't in any way to shame any mother for bottle feeding, okay? There in no way would I ever want a mother to feel bad about what she has to do. Everybody has to make that choice. If you are going to bottle feed, I would highly suggest more of an organic blend, because there are a lot of things out there. There's a lot of blends out there. I know Earth's Best is supposed to be great. I know that's like one of the better brands out there, but there are brands, which I won't name off, but that have high levels of arsenic in it. There's even like the rice cereals and things like that. They're all GMO, and they have high levels of toxins in them. So that's helping your baby's body is actually gaining toxins just from the food that they're eating and the formula that they're taking. Again, if your infant also is on soy formula, make sure that is an organic formula. I really highly recommend other things other than soy. Soy is not a great choice for formula, but toxins can get into that. Like soy is so GMO, genetically modified, right? And like tons of pesticides and stuff. Like the amounts of glyphosate that goes into that, the formula is just, it's killing the baby's gut. I mean, that's like the best thing you want to do is organic formula. Give that baby. It's okay if you can't breastfeed, but try for organic formula, because you're doing such a service to your child, to have organic, because you're not getting that high level of glyphosate that is in those formulas, that is highly toxic to the body, as well as it breaks down the child's gut. So the child is going into life with their gut being broken down. And what that leads to over time is mood disruption. It can lead to leaky gut disorders. It can lead to so many other things. So kind of going off on a tangent here. Sorry, moms. Really passionate about kids' health as well. So if that helps you guys, I hope that gives you some value, and know that there are nutrients and there are things that you can do to help yourself with detoxification. Really, during pregnancy, it's less about detoxing your body and what's already in there, as what you can do to limit the amount of toxins that you're putting on your skin and into your body through foods, through personal care products and chemicals that you're coming into contact with. So that would be the best thing that you can do for yourself and your child, if you're already in that state, and if you're already breastfeeding an infant. So I hope that gives you some value. And again, if you guys have any other questions, I have one person asking about bloating, stomach bloating. As far as detoxification, I'll answer that question really quickly. Stomach bloating can be, actually, I mentioned earlier that estrogen dominance, patients who have polycystic ovary disease usually have an estrogen dominant hormone level. That a symptom of that can actually be bloating. Bloating can be a multitude of different things. You can get abdominal bloating from an overgrowth of bacteria or yeast in the GI tract. Typically in the small intestine, you shouldn't have a lot of bacteria, pathogenic bacteria in your small intestine, or a lot of bacteria, period. So if you have an overgrowth, that can really lead to what's called dysbiosis, which is like an overgrowth and an imbalance of the GI tract. And so that can create a lot of bloating. Parasites can be a very big portion of bloating as well. So if you're getting those kinds of symptoms, you definitely want to support your GI health as much as possible. Good probiotics, and if you need any more assistance, I'm happy to go more detail, or have a health consult with anybody who needs more information on that. And but there's a multitude of reasons for bloating. But that's a little bit off topic here. So I just want to make sure that I answered everybody's questions on detox. If anybody has any more questions, please comment below. I'll get back to you as quickly as possible. And again, if you are planning on having a baby, do yourself a favor, do that baby a favor, and do a detox beforehand, because it's gonna be so beneficial for both of you. So thanks so much for joining on Wellness Wednesday. Make sure to give me a big thumbs up and comment below on how I can help you more. Okay? Thanks so much.